So.
One of those should work. Thank you for tuning into Daddy and the Boys.
I wasn't ready.
Thank
Every
you.
time.
What? I knew you.
Thank you for tuning into Daddy and the Boys. This is episode 5. We'll hop right into it with some awkward family moments or times they embarrassed us. Do you?
5.
It is.
Sure.
Epi 5, right there.
Don't say Epi.
Epi is so much better than Ep.
No, all right. First topic. Is Epi better than Ep? We don't care about your opinion. But I'm looking at the wrong camera.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I like how you're looking at the camera.
All right. Next topic.
No, this is my opinion on the matter. If you're saying it, what sounds better? Ep 2 or Epi 2?
Epi.
Episode.
That wasn't an option. Jesus.
Ep.
There were two simple options. Ep or Epi. Right now, we have discussed it looks better. EP dot number.
No one should be saying Epi. No one.
It sounds better than saying
No.
Ep.
No, season 1 Ep 2. Season 1 Epi 2? No, we're not that
No one
deep.
mentioned anything about season.
This is technically season 1, but
When you're giving descriptions for the show, a show, you typically say the season, then you say the episode. You don't go season 1 Epi 2. It's season 1 Ep 2.
Once again, we were not talking about a season.
Okay, it's
the phrase, just episode number. If you're just saying Ep or Epi,
Epi.
Epi sounds so much better.
Ep.
It flows. Epi have an awkward pause before the number.
Just like that. Yeah.
I'm thinking. I don't want to say it out loud to discuss.
Because just when you have the I after the P, you have that nice flow of Epi. But when you just say Ep, you have that awkward
Well, it's not awkward, but I mean, you should go Epa.
Epa.
And say
Epa.
Epa 2.
Epa 2 is better than Epi 2.
Oh no, it is not.
Epa 2.
Just vote down in the comments.
Don't do it.
We know the answer.
All right, next one.
Yeah, anyway, we'll talk about embarrassing family moments. All right, do you guys have any? Because I told you guys to think about some while I did not think of it myself.
I don't have an embarrassing moment, but I don't got that.
Okay, so there was a while my family, we would go into restaurants, and it was embarrassing because they would get so mad at the servers and stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Why?
Drinks coming out too slow, orders coming out too slow, order being wrong.
I feel like that's something just all of our parents. I don't know how your mom was.
I doubt.
Yeah, I couldn't see your mom being that.
I can
upset
see
about it.
you being that way.
It would be.
Let's get your mom on here so she can say that for you.
My nanny and me, we like our stuff how we order it. Okay, if we order something,
I mean,
that's
that's
wrong.
That's different. That what you're saying is different.
Okay.
We're saying if it's just slow because they're busy or something and it's not coming out as fast as you'd hope it would.
It depends on how slow. There is a time frame where you're too soon to complain, and then there's a time where you're right to complain.
But you also don't know the situation they're going through. They could have 2 people working in a restaurant of 25 people.
They could, but if you're there and you order and it's 45 minutes.
If there's 2 people
But it's still 45 minutes. They should have told you we only have 2 people working. It'll be a while.
Okay, and if they don't tell you that, that's one thing. But if they have
But if they don't tell you that, they're getting information, and you don't have that information to be more sympathetic.
Okay, if
You
you
can't
don't,
just assume they're underhanded when they're just not doing it right.
but you also don't know.
You guys are fighting like you're married.
I'm talking from somebody that's worked in the service industry.
I'm
I've
talking as
also-
a customer.
We know.
And I think it is reasonable if it takes. What can we?
Okay.
What time? What time frame is too long? Do y'all think?
Without mentioning anything maybe after 25 minutes.
All right. So how long do you get your drinks? You place your order for drinks. Like 5 to 7 minutes.
No, that's a little bit long. Okay, so I've been a waiter, and I know you have, but like I've done probably more because
you definitely done more.
You're mainly a cook, so I've waited tables for a long time, almost 3 years now. And here's the thing, so sometimes you forget. All right, you'll go to the table. You should have someone at your table within like 2, 3. At most 5 minutes, because sometimes they're working with a lot of other people. So you have someone at your table within 5 minutes, and we'll get back to the embarrassing family moments, but we should discuss.
Just show the
What made you think that was a good idea?
Sorry to disagree. I'm sorry. You get an award. Sorry.
Anyway, we'll get back to the embarrassing family moments, but this should be discussed. So you should have someone there within 5 minutes. No excuse there. All right. And then they'll take your drink at the beginning. Mm-hmm. So if it is 5 minutes, you should have that drink order ready. After 5 minutes, you should have your food ready. All right.
Not food ready,
talking
maybe
about the
order.
customer?
Oh, food ready to be ordered, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because, the customer.
The customer should already know what they're wanting.
Yeah.
What if they have a question?
Then ask the question.
But what happened?
I'm trying to sneeze. Well, I'm trying to hold back to sneeze. I'm sorry.
Let it out.
I can't.
Look at the light. Look at the light.
Make sure you close up this video.
Thought he was about to have an aneurysm.
But okay, so at least have your drink ready. All right.
What if they have a special drink that you want to ask about?
Well, then ask about the drink.
Okay, so you ask about the drink. Mm-hmm. You're not sure about the menu. So you wait till they come back with your drink, wanting the order. You asked, hey, what do you think about this?
Yeah, okay. So if you don't have your drink ready, and if you get stumped on asking about the drink, let's say you like mixed drinks or something like that. Personally, I don't, because I don't mix drinks. I'm not an alcoholic. We do have someone on this. We won't talk about it. But anyway.
We need to cut that. Go back to mixed drinks.
Okay, so maybe you like mixed drinks and you have a question about it. If that's all you can think about without already having a secondary, like let's say you go into a restaurant, first time in the restaurant, you don't know what the Coke products or Pepsi products. If you want Coke, you should be able to switch that over if they have Pepsi products. You should know, okay, but if they don't have Coke, I'll order Mountain Dew.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with that.
Yeah, so you should have.
What if they have like a specialty tea or something?
That's why you have the backup.
Raspberry tea.
That's why you have the backup in mind.
Well, yeah, I don't think many people are like that upset about their drink.
Yeah, well, okay.
Mainly the food.
But I'll get there though. So you get the drinks. If it's been 5 minutes, you should try to have your food. But if you don't, that's okay. We'll get your drink. Sometimes you get distracted, but that drink should come out almost immediately.
When does the bread, if they have bread?
If
drinks.
it's bread, it should come out before drinks, I think.
Before drinks?
Yeah,
I think with drinks would be fine.
I think that would be fine, but I think, hey, my name's Josh, bread.
Yeah, I definitely.
Yeah, but then someone's choking because they don't have the drink.
Right.
We have this one restaurant that they don't give you your rolls and stuff until you get the food.
I think you should get an extra thing with your food in case. I mean, especially if you got like soup or something.
Yeah,
I think if you ask for it,
you obviously ask.
Yeah, like if you ask for the food or the bread with the food too, that's fine, like extra. Mm-hmm. But no, most people are thinking, I think this makes sense. If you're going to be eating your main entree, you're not going to want more food on top of it.
Well, no, I'm saying it depends on what you got. Like if you have, well, it also depends on the restaurant. Red Lobster, you want biscuits throughout the entire thing.
I mean, it does make sense, but it also makes sense to just, that's like your beginner meal. Not meal, but Beginner
It's
food.
your appetizer.
Yeah.
It's the bread to
Yeah,
get you
the
full
bread
so
is
they
the
don't have to pay.
Yeah. But anyway, they come back out with your drinks. They set it down and give you your straws. And then at that point, you should have your food ready. All right. If you don't, you got questions, ask the questions. The server, unless they're brand new, should be able to talk you through it. You know, I've worked at the same restaurant for a really long time. I'll talk you through that whole entire menu. I'll tell you what you need to eat. I'll tell you what's bad. I'm really honest. People are like, "Whoa." They'll ask about something. I'll be like, "Oh no, that's awful." You know, but
As I think you should be.
yeah. But anyway, and then at that point, you should be able to get something. If you need a few more minutes, it happens. Take a few more minutes, but now that's on you. And expect more time to be in between it because
Well, yeah. No,
you're stalling them.
that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm just saying they take your order. After that, you don't hear from them for how long if it's too long to complain. They don't come back,
Yeah.
check, see if you need a refill. They don't do anything.
So my thing is, after I take your order, you have drinks and stuff. If I see that you need a refill, I'll give you a refill. But other than that, I'm not going to talk to you until you get your food. I'll give you your food. Does it look all right? Everyone says yes or no or whatever. You leave. In about 3 minutes, you come back. Is the food tasting good? At that point, you're just waiting to see their drinks needing refilled.
I mean, I think that's reasonable. The
Yeah.
issue is mainly whenever it's 25 minutes
Yeah.
between
Getting their food.
them placing the order and then them getting the food and they haven't been talked to once.
Yeah. Yeah. If it's taking a really long time, I usually go back because you can tell when someone gets to that point where like, it's been too long because they'll go just like that every time. And then you'll say, hey, your food's back there. We're really busy. Or, hey, the kitchen's on fire. Or, hey, our cook literally just died, you know?
Yeah.
But,
And
No,
then what's your opinions on this? And I'm sure you've dealt with this. I don't know if you've done this personally, but you've forgotten to put an order in. But when you take it to the table, or you go back to your table to let them know why it's taking so long, you blame it on the cooks.
so I've done both. If I put the order in and it's taking a long time, then obviously I'll say, hey, it's just slow back there. If I forget to take it in or put it in and they've gotten everything else, then I'll just act dumbfounded, you know? Like having my note here, oh, you forgot something. Hold on. It must have not went through or I must have forgotten about it. Let me go get that for you, you know? Something like that. Or there's been times where I said, hey, listen, guys, I literally straight up forgot to put it in. And they're like, oh, it's okay. And I'm, trying to get them to say, don't worry about it. So I don't have to.
All right, what about this? If the food you get, you think you want this, you're trying it, it's bad, should the restaurant give you a different entree?
I think if you pay for a second entree, yes.
So you don't think they should cover a second entree? But
Not
if it's unedible.
Not if you
If it's
willingly order
But like
that.
it's unedible.
If it's unedible, they should replace it with the same one. But if it's just like wrong, mistakes happen. Like,
No, not wrong. Like, say you thought their chicken fingers would be really good, and you can't eat them. They're not good at all.
Like, it's just because they're not good to you.
They're either too hard, overcooked, undercooked.
But that's not answering my question. They're not good for like what you would have
Well,
liked
we
it
could
to
do
be.
both. We could do it's not good, and then it's not good for the person.
If
Okay.
it's not good for the person, I think no, the person should have to pay for it. Because
Yeah.
like if you get something and don't like it, you willingly order that and taking the risk of not liking it. But if it's like just cooked bad, that's completely different. Then at that point, a second entree
Well, I know,
or a
but-
replacement should be free.
Like you go expecting full on chicken, like real chicken, and it's clearly freezer chicken, frozen chicken fingers, and you're like, no, this is not what I wanted. This is not it.
you know what? That actually happened to me the other day, which I'm not a complaining person.
Mm-hmm.
I asked the lady, and I usually don't ask stuff like this, but chicken tenders is the best example. When a chicken tender is bad, it's bad. When it's frozen, it's bad. Like if it's not freshly breaded there and cooked there on the spot.
Well, unless you're expecting it to be frozen.
Well, yeah. Because, like, dino chicken nuggets, you know. But, like, if it's not breaded on the spot, don't give it to me. There's this restaurant me and Tiffany went to. We go in, and I'm looking at the chicken tenders. I'm like, I don't really want anything else because nothing else has been really that good. Excuse me. I asked the lady, I say, hey, are your chicken tenders made fresh here, like breaded here? And she goes, yeah. And I'm like, okay, well then I'll take them. They come out, and I say, there's no freaking way that they breaded these. These were out of a bag, out of the freezer. You know what? That's okay. Some people like that, but I do not. Did I say anything? No. Was I upset that she lied to me?
I think you should have been entitled to a different entree at that point.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obviously different case by case. There's some people you can never please.
Yeah.
But I think if you're reasonable about it, like sometimes it's just stuff happens. You know?
Yeah. I didn't say anything to her. I just didn't really eat them because I was like, you know, I kind of expected that they were going to be out of a bag. And when being asked something like that, she was probably just like, you know, shell shocked and just said yes because she thought that's what I wanted. But there is some people that are incredibly hard to please, though.
Yeah,
there's this one guy comes in to the restaurant all the time. We literally call him Thigh Guy.
Thigh Guy.
Yeah, because he comes in and he orders chicken thighs. And every time he gives the same line. He doesn't even try to change it up. He says, they're usually perfect every time, but they're unedible. They're all gristle after he's eaten half of them. They're unedible. They're all gristle. Can you take them back? And just,
after he's ate half?
Yeah. Just give me some more. And so we'll take it back. There's been times we give him some more. But then there's been other times where he's like, can you just get me some more? I was like, I don't know. And he's like, what about just a cup of ice cream?
And I think it clearly depends on the amount you've eaten, too. Like, you can't complain after you've eaten more than one. Like, if you've had a chicken, you can try multiple.
But, I think if you eat one and can't continue on, that's okay.
Yeah, well, I'm saying, like, you try one, it's bad. You try another one, it's bad. You try a third. Like, just a bite out of each. That's okay. One is okay. I think after two, that's not.
Yeah.
Like, if the second one's bad, try the third.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
It's like, you can see I did not eat these. I was just trying to hope that maybe one of them was good.
It was just a bad one.
Yeah. But, yeah, I can see that because once it's out to the customer, you can't, like, reuse it.
Yeah, you can't take it back or nothing.
Regardless of if they eat off of it or not. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I think that's reasonable. But, yeah, once you eat, like, 2.
And if it's a burger, 3 bites. Maybe, well, it depends on how big the bites. Yeah. If there's over 75% of the burger left, I'd say that's fair.
Yeah. I can see that. But, yeah, he'll say that same line every time, and then he's asked for $5 off, asked for a cup of ice cream.
Yeah, those people are just fishing for free stuff, which is not right.
No.
I think we all agree that's wrong.
Yeah.
But I think there's a big difference between getting your food and it being bad and wanting something and then trying to take advantage of the system.
Yeah. And I'll segue into our next topic.
Fancy restaurants.
No.
Yeah.
What?
Well,
or not go back to embarrassing.
I think we should this is a restaurant-themed episode, dude.
We've already spent literally 15 minutes. We'll try to add it in there if we can think of a family-oriented embarrassing moment or at a restaurant. But anyway, you also have to expect or understand what quality food you're going to get.
Well, yeah, there are tiers of restaurants. Like, you have Waffle House, which is
a dine-in restaurant.
Yeah, but it's not super high quality, but it's good.
We'll give it.
I mean, their slogan is "Good food fast." Right?
Yeah. Oh, Roger, how inconsiderate. He's actually a master chef.
Was no longer.
Oh,
where do you work now? Pilot company.
I'm not. They also have fresh food.
Are you embarrassed? Do I need to
no,
censor
I think
that?
that's okay.
Yeah.
I won't talk bad about it.
We'll just censor what I said too. But like
But-
the type of restaurant you go to, you should expect different service.
Yeah. So let's say, and this is it a fancy restaurant? Waffle House?
All right. Well,
No.
Question: do you expect fast food that they should be able to get your order right?
I mean, yeah, they should.
I think they should.
They should, but I don't think, most of the time it's teenagers. So I don't think you should.
Well, a lot of times they don't care.
Yeah.
I know they know what a pickle is, and if you ask for extra or no pickle, and I don't know. A lot of times I think it's a lack of interest.
Yeah, lack of interest, but you also got to think these guys are lawn workers, basically. They're,
No, and I'm not saying it's easy.
yeah, well, no, I wasn't saying it was easy or hard, really, because I don't think it's the hardest thing. I don't know. I've never.
Lunch rush is pretty difficult.
Yeah. Well, that's
If
why.
you don't have a good crew,
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm saying, like, they're zombies at some point because they're just, they're barely reading what they're looking. They're just doing it.
Yeah.
So, it happens. Fast food, it's like, it happens.
I understand it happens, but recently we went to a place and they messed up everything,
Yeah.
and they clearly did not care, and I don't like that.
Mm-hmm. But let's see. Golden Corral. Is that fancy to you guys?
when I was younger, I thought it was fancy. Now, getting older, having my own actual money, I wouldn't consider it fancy.
It's not fancy. It's all right. Well, how would we scale?
I would say mid-tier.
We go fast food.
I would just say low, mid-high.
No, because I mean,
I think
there's low,
there's
mid, high
more
fast food tiers.
Yeah, I think there's more than just low, mid, high. We'll go A, B, C, D. Obviously, A is the best.
Well, I think it depends. Like, you can have an A fast food restaurant, which is clearly, well, I wouldn't say clear, but it's not typically going to be better than an A dine-in restaurant.
Well, then we'll do categories. We've already.
Okay.
If you want to do fast food, we can do it. But
Well, we don't have to. I'm just saying, like, your expectations for fast food should be different than dine-in.
yeah,
And the
for
service
sure.
should definitely reflect that.
yeah. So we'll just do dine in right now. So Golden Corral for me, I thought it was fancy. I didn't realize that it wasn't fancy until there was what?
It was not fancy.
I'm right there. I thought it used to be.
Yeah. Well, there's this lady at school. She was subbing, and she was talking. We were talking about the student, and she had her son was their friends. Their friends, and they went to Golden Corral, and the student thought it was the fanciest thing ever. And she's like, "Golden Corral, fancy? That's not fancy. It's Golden Corral." And I was like, "Yeah, yeah."
Well, that's like, I think Red Lobster is fancy. It's not fancy, but it's. It might
I
just
would
be
say
the
it's
type
more
of
up
food.
there.
Yeah.
Okay, so Golden Corral, where is it at?
Below Red Lobster.
Well, A, B, C, or D.
Oh, A, B, C, or D.
Probably.
I'd say it's like
I mean,
C
it's
plus.
It's probably D plus.
D plus.
Wow.
I mean, it's a buffet style.
You know what?
restaurant.
Let's talk about what we're rating here. Are we rating the good, the quality, or are we rating if it's fancy or not?
I thought we were doing fancy.
Okay, so
Fancy.
I might have to agree with
Yeah,
Jordan.
I mean,
maybe
buffets-
not a C plus, maybe a C.
I'm going D plus. I'm thinking. I mean, buffets. You can't really be fancy at a buffet.
Yeah.
You got to mass produce stuff. It's got to stay warm on the trays. The quality's going to dip.
I think it depends on how busy they are. If it's
If
busy
you're
enough,
ordering the buffet though, like
yeah,
well,
that's
obviously
what I'm
you have
saying.
to
If the
go
buff-
corral.
if
but-
the buffet is busy enough,
You'll
their
get fresh
food's going to be
food.
constantly
yeah,
going.
that's true, but still,
Okay. Have you guys ever been to Austin's?
Once.
I believe so.
Austin's is basically Golden Corral, but it's more
It's
upscale
better.
and
That's-
fancier.
That's like a C plus to a B.
I would say the same thing. So that's that. So that's almost fancy. You said Red Lobster. I think Red Lobster is also fancy, but it's not good.
Well, you're allergic to shellfish.
Yeah, but, yeah.
You can't enjoy
But
half
also,
the
I
stuff.
got a cheeseburger, and I was like, man, this is
You went to a
You don't
seafood
go
place.
to you don't go to seafood
got a
for a
burger.
burger.
okay.
I mean, that's like going to Texas Roadhouse and saying, "Oh, I don't know what that was bad enough." Their crab cakes are pretty bad. Well, no, the other crab cakes are bad. You should get a steak.
Okay, but I'm not going higher than a B for Red Lobster.
That's
I don't know if
fair.
I'd give it a B. Maybe B minus, C plus too.
Okay, I'll go B minus.
Really.
Yeah.
Like,
Because
I think the type of food matters though. Like
Yeah.
in the fancy level.
Okay, well then I think fish honestly isn't that fancy. You
Fish
I
is-
think that depends. What about Chesapeake's?
don't even know what you're talking about.
Chesapeake's, they fly in their food every morning. For
Okay.
them. It's
it also
seafood.
depends on where you are. Seafood on the coast is clearly not as fancy. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
will
no,
not be
you're
as
right.
normal.
expensive. It's not as exotic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's more normal and it's better.
When you're landlocked like Tennessee,
Mm-hmm.
like going to seafood and having it fresh flown in that day.
Yeah. Actually, I think it's probably fresher to get frozen seafood just because it's frozen there on the spot instead of waiting the extra 8 hours on the flight.
yeah.
I mean, it's not like they're not.
They're kept cold.
Yeah.
Cold. I'm just saying, like absolutely frozen, like freeze dried. I think it would probably be fresher.
Yeah, well, what's your Red Lobster?
B to high B plus to I really enjoy it. It may be the lowest A.
Well, the reason why
Minus.
I said B minus is just because there's so much more above it, I think. For example, we'll go to this. You talked about Texas Roadhouse.
That's
Texas-
not fancy to me.
Really?
Texas Roadhouse, Longhorn, all those, I think
They're like a B.
B.
They're a solid B.
Like
Okay. But
fancy. You got
Outback then.
Outback right there, same level.
Really?
They're maybe like a B plus.
I would
Outback,
think-
no. I would honestly think.
With the blooming onion,
B
I think-
plus, A minus.
I won't go A minus. I think they're all B. I just think probably Outback's a step above.
All right. All right.
We could be really biased of what we're used to in normal though.
Yeah, but I don't think any of us has really been to A or A plus restaurants because I think that's
What
when you start
about
getting into.
Wasabi's? I think that's franchise. Everyone should know what a Wasabi's is.
Wait, are we still doing like more of the fast food or just
We're just restaurants.
restaurants? Okay, because I think A and A plus should be reserved for like the 3-star, 4-star, 5-star, like Michelin.
We've never been there.
Yeah, I
Exactly,
was
that's what I'm
thinking
saying.
where we've had to have been there at least once.
Okay, that's a little bit different. If just
Oh, yeah.
I thought like everything was fair game.
Well, I mean it is, but if we've never eaten there, we can't rate it.
Yeah.
I mean, but you would expect it to be at least.
Well, Salt
'Cause
Bay's
that's why they
Salt
have-
Bay's restaurant is awful, and it's
I've never
Supposedly
been to
a-
Salt Bae's restaurant.
3-star or whatever it is. The famous guy at Salt Bay he has a restaurant.
Oh.
Everything's way overpriced and it's awful.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have no idea.
I watch plenty of people go there and try the food, and it's terrible.
Yeah.
It looks bad. All right, gold flaked like covered steak food. Do not eat gold.
Yeah.
Do not eat
think-
gold.
Because I've seen a lot of videos of stuff like that. They'll wrap everything in gold, and you don't need your food wrapped in gold.
There's no flavor.
Yeah,
How are you gonna? No.
you're just throwing away money. But back to the list where we have, or that we have right now. What's something else? Yeah. So wasabi's
It's probably
A
B
minus.
plus, A minus.
A minus.
It's there with Red Lobster for me. I think.
Yeah.
I don't particularly like it.
I love it, but I think A minus just because it's not the fanciest, but there's
it is
a place.
hibachi grill though. You're
Yeah.
watching them cook it in front of you. There's
Yeah.
also that entertainment factor.
But I've also been to a place called Little Tokyo, and that was not even close to Wasabi's. There's
better?
obvious. The taste was really good, and the price was way better.
Mm.
But you could tell that they were not as, like the quality was not as good. The chefs were not as,
They weren't getting into it.
yeah, like the
we're
ones at
not trying to put on a
Wasabi's.
show.
Yeah, you walk in, they're like, all right, sit down there at Wasabi's. They give you a thing,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's just a better experience. Like Wasabi's literally, the napkins are cloth, and
Mhm.
Little Tokyo, they're just paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
But,
still coming up real quiet.
yeah.
I don't like that. I mean, I don't know how much louder I can be.
I think you'll be able to be heard at that level right there.
Well, that level, but I mean, I can't talk about everything like that at that level. Like sometimes I got to dip down.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, we'll just keep trying.
It'll be okay.
Yeah. But
What's somewhere else? We can go somewhere not as fancy again.
here's one.
Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel, that's a good one, but that's not fancy.
I think it's
just
B
like a
plus.
southern staple.
B to B plus.
I would say, like C plus max, maybe.
Yeah, C. I would say it's a solid C.
C for Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also they're not going for fancy. You know?
But they're going for home cooking,
Yeah,
and it's good.
yeah, it's
All right,
good.
well, it depends. What do we mean by fancy? Then I guess we should clarify.
I guess we should have.
Probably all had different meanings. Of fancy.
Our meaning of the aesthetic of the restaurant, like you feel uppity in it. Is it the feeling you get?
I wouldn't say anybody goes to a fancy restaurant and feels uppity though.
They do too. You've never been to a restaurant like, ooh, this is fancy. I feel ooh.
Ooh, no.
You know, just like ooh.
That's what I feel when I go to Sabi's, but I mean, and maybe because there's one that's so close to the house, but like Cracker Barrel is,
I think we're also just used to it.
yeah, but I don't think anybody goes in there and is like, this is fancy. Look at
It's
these.
solid food.
Solid food, yeah.
It's all right. Fine. It's the same as Texas Roadhouse.
No,
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
It's
No.
definitely below Texas Roadhouse.
No.
it's
Yeah.
below
No,
by
yeah.
a letter grade.
No. Do y'all like the sweet butter Texas Roadhouse?
Yeah.
No. No. Regular
I love
butter.
that. No,
Regular butter all the way.
no.
No sweet
Those
butter.
rolls just
The rolls are great
With the butter.
with
with
regular
the butter,
butter.
Oh, with
with
the butter.
cinnamon butter.
Yeah.
Vote down in the comments.
Sweet butter is
cinnamon
so
butter
bad.
or regular butter,
I do
because
not like.
obviously someone is wrong.
No. Do y'all like jam and jelly on biscuits or something?
No.
Yeah,
Wrong.
I love jam and jelly.
Wrong.
That's my jam.
no.
You might, if you're editing this one, put like a yay and like.
Well,
Yeah.
do a freeze frame, like a little in memoriam.
But yeah,
I don't. When I want a biscuit, I don't want it sweet.
yeah.
No, the appetizer should not be sweet.
Listen, I'll get a sausage biscuit, jelly.
I mean, that's common. All right. Only time I like sweet stuff is like sausage biscuit with syrup.
I like syrup on there, but also
That's the
I'm a
only
sweets
acceptable.
guy. You know, I love me some sweets. But yeah, no. Cracker Barrel is obviously a 3, or I mean a C.
No.
Yeah.
How often have y'all had Texas Roadhouse then? Because I've had it quite a bit.
Well,
I've had a
Texas
bunch more
Roadhouse
often.
is so fancy that I'm like, it's just an every now and then type thing.
It's not that fancy though.
It is.
Especially to, well, I guess I've been to Texas Roadhouse way more, so I don't see it as fancy.
Yeah. And I've been to Cracker Barrel probably more than you have.
I don't know. We've been to Cracker Barrel a lot.
You know what? You're probably right. We probably are. But yeah, I don't see it as fancy. But let's see. Where else?
We should have cleaned the table better.
Yeah.
It's covered.
Roger, you have anywhere else?
No, I've been trying to think, but
Let's pull up some
no, there's one.
Here, pull it up on
Calhoun's.
here. If you want to do
Calhoun's.
it. Pull it up on here.
Calhoun's. I think I've been there. I don't really remember it.
I
I've been
consider it
there.
more fancy than almost everything we've named. Except maybe Chesapeake.
Possibly.
Except
Well,
maybe
Chesapeake's, yeah.
I
That's,
don't think it's as fan. I think it's there with wasabi's.
Wasabi, I could see that. I mean, I guess it also depends on which Calhoun's you go to, because there's like regular Calhoun's,
And then
There's
on the
on the
river,
Ooh, what about the Chop House?
the
Haven't
Chop
been to the
House.
Chop
Not
House.
been there. Been told it's really, really upscale.
I would say it's B.
Yeah, I can't rate it. But back to Calhoun's. Here's my problem with Calhoun's. First off, I've never had it where it wasn't catering. And if you're in the restaurant business, you know catering is way different than, them cooking. It's almost like a buffet.
Mm-hmm.
So
Food quality dips,
yeah.
especially after delivery.
Mm-hmm. But Calhoun's, I went with Tiffany for a trumpet thing. You may have been there.
I wasn't there.
Yeah, okay. Oh wait, you were playing too, but it was Austin was there.
Mhm.
But I get the most basic stuff. Chicken tenders. Now listen, there's only so many ways that you can cook chicken tenders and be right. All right? And that's you don't make your chicken tenders spicy. That,
A lot of people like.
oh my gosh, that made me so. I was about to say use the terminology, burnt me up, and it did. And I got so mad because I was like, fancy? Okay, let's just throw some cayenne pepper in there because that's how we make everything fancy and spice it up. No, it's a chicken tender. You let people eat their chicken tenders when they don't want the Brussels sprouts or whatever the heck else they have, cabbage of different
Well,
sorts.
did they specify that it was spicy?
No,
Did
it's
you
just
read the
chicken
menu
tenders.
after
Was it just a
reading
bit
chicken
hotter?
tenders?
It was spicy.
Was it spicy normally, or was it just too hot for you?
I think
I think
it was just too hot for you. I've
No,
had
no,
Calhoun's
no,
on the river chicken
no,
tenders.
no.
Yes.
Oh,
No.
that also brings up a good point. What about location in the restaurant? Does that change? Like if it's riverside dining or something?
I
I
think
mean,
if
I kind of hit on that one side. It depends on if it's regular Calhoun or Calhoun on the river.
Mhm.
Two different things, especially rating it for fancy.
well, but okay, so there's another Calhoun's. Dylan took me there one time. It's not on the river, but I think it's just as fancy as the one on the river. Not because of the location, but because they literally brew their own alcohol there. And so they have like beer muffins and stuff. And it looked really nice. It may not have been Calhoun's, but it's something. But the restaurant that I work at, you have the view of Cove Lake, but it doesn't affect the quality of the food.
No, but the experience can be enhanced to be more fancy.
Okay, I can see it. But yeah, I can't really. I think we hit on basically everything.
We've got to be missing something though.
Yeah.
Some restaurants.
I mean, I think enough's been said about the restaurants.
Well, I think there's like one or two obvious ones we're forgetting.
Yeah. Well, here let's speed run it then. We'll go through fast food. McDonald's, A, B, C, or D. Just
All right, for fast food level.
yes. Well, we're
I don't
just speed running it. Fast food. McDonald's.
All right, fanciness or quality of food, or enjoyment, because it could be really bad quality food.
I mean,
but
if
you
we're
really
doing
enjoy
fast
it.
food, I don't think we're fancy's just out of the question.
Yeah.
No, but there's still tiers of fast food. KFC
Yeah, but once
is a
again,
different tier than
but that doesn't make
McDonald's.
it fancy.
Yeah.
No, but
It's- fast
then
food's not
quality,
going to be
then
fancy.
quality. McDonald's.
that
like
varies
B.
so much. Depends on what you
A
get.
B?
Yeah, because it's going to be fast. It's going to be cheap, typically, and you almost always know what you're getting.
Okay. C.
It really depends on what you get, though.
You can say that about every single restaurant we talk about.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but the difference between a quarter pounder and a double cheeseburger, the meat, the consistency is way different.
You're normal. Just go with your normal.
I go back and forth between them.
Okay. Then just okay. this is getting too hard. We're just a
Well, I
It
think-
be that hard.
All right, we're restart.
All right.
McDonald's.
McDonald's. C.
Like that, and I'm still with the B.
B minus. Well, on average.
KFC.
Oh my
Right
lord.
to speed run.
B. Easy.
I'll say that's a B.
B minus.
All right. Chick-fil-A. A.
It depends. No.
Hey, I said
I'll
solid
give-
A.
Yeah.
I think we all have the same kind of taste with fast food. Let's
Wendy's.
see. Wendy's. I can
I'll
get
give that.
that.
It's a bit. It's
B.
the never frozen beef. I'd say it's a
I don't even go to
B
Wendy's for the
plus.
beef, though. I just go for chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
Mm.
B. Taco Bell.
that.
Yeah, I gotta
Oh,
go
that's
with C.
the. You better hope you get your right order. But when it's good, it's good.
Yeah.
I'd go B.
I'm also going B.
Like I said, I'm going to see. I just had my first Taco Bell taco like a week ago.
Are we going B for average? Because
I
B
think-
for me means average.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We already said Wendy's.
Burger King.
Burger King.
I don't skip Burger
C.
King like a B.
That's
C minus.
That's a B.
I'd say maybe B minus, but probably B.
C minus. Bojangles.
That's probably a B plus. But it's not my favorite.
Breakfast, I'll say B plus.
But they do breakfast all day.
Do they?
Yeah.
Breakfast in the morning, B plus.
Okay. I'd say B.
They're
B plus, actually. I really like Bojangles.
They're like KFC pretty much for me.
I think, but Bojangles can definitely be very hit or miss. But let's see, what else do we got?
Ooh, do we go into the pizza joints?
Yeah, pizza, Domino's.
Oh,
A minus.
All right, we're gonna have to let's do a different segment for pizza
Or,
because pizza it's got to have its own tier.
all right, we'll do that a different
All
time.
right, yeah, we'll do that.
We'll have a whole separate episode for
Yeah.
pizza. Pizza tier ranking was.
We should literally get all the pizzas. But I
We
think
should do a
that's,
taste test.
yeah,
I mean, we could
we'll
blind taste test. Guess what?
that
what
would
is it
be
from?
really good. I want to do that with
That's it.
drinks, chicken nuggets, all that stuff.
That's right.
But I think that's a.
We got more fast food to go through.
I
I
can't.
mean, I think it's
Crystals.
okay.
Crystals is C. minus.
That's like C plus.
I
B
think
minus.
on average it's a C. If you get it right, get what you want.
you get
If
lucky.
you have to, if you're lucky.
Yeah.
I have bad last experience with crystals was bad.
Long John Silver's.
Like C minus.
Yeah.
Probably a D, honestly.
The thing about Long John Silver's, you're not going there to feel good. So I would give it probably a C.
Okay, but you
Minus.
know the oil is like the most coating and toxic oil that any fast food restaurant has. You
Yeah.
know that going in, but the food is pretty good.
It
the
tastes
fish,
good.
The fish is pretty high quality.
So I guess this is coming from me. We're
You don't
not
like
a big
fish.
fan, yeah. So.
I'd have to go B for Long John Silver's.
I'm still feeling like the quality isn't high enough to get. Okay, I can probably give it a C. But I think price to quality ratio, actually, it's pretty cheap. Okay, C plus. Anyway,
Buddy's Barbecue.
I've never been.
I've been like twice and I can't remember.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. I give it a B.
A&W.
A&W.
That's Long John Silver's to me. Because I've always seen them meshed together. I've never seen
I've
seen
only
a
seen that
standalone.
one.
I've
Yeah.
seen standalone A&Ws, and they're greasing the same as Long John's. So it's like a Sonic.
I had a A&W burger yesterday because I went to Long John Silver's yesterday. So if that's what I have to go off of, let's see.
It's A&W's probably like a C plus. What about Sonic?
Sonic,
I would
oh my
say
gosh.
A minus.
So
For me.
Sonic has really, really good. Did you say A minus?
Yeah. Dude, their mozzarella sticks hit different.
They do, and so do the burgers. The only problem,
And that's exactly what I get. Mozzarella sticks and burgers.
the only problem is that it's so hit or miss that like you never know. You're always going there expecting them to mess something up, or for it to
never had
take
burgers.
an hour and a half.
I won't say, okay, maybe the timing.
Sonic burger meat is not as high quality as a McDonald's double quarter pounder.
Oh, I would disagree.
Okay, but if we're only going on food,
Well, I get corn dogs from Sonic. That's what I
and
like.
that's not bad, I would say probably a strong B.
Sonic, I'd say a solid
Plus,
B.
I like their food. B plus.
I'd go. I mean, I like the food. It's a B. It's
Yeah.
really expensive.
It is expensive. I think we hit them all.
Built some.
All right, guys, and here's for another segment of the New Food Blues. Today, or this segment, whatever, it's kind of actually the same thing. But anyway, it's the McRib, a personal favorite of mine. Every season it comes out, but it is the last season it's going to be out here. So the boys had to try it.
Never had it.
It's going to be my first time.
Which
Maybe
is
my only time.
ridiculous. So we're going to let Jordan cut it this time. Last time I threw this the knife, and that was apparently not the right thing to do.
Pop my McRib cherry.
Are you excited about this one, Roger? You like pickles, though, don't
I
you?
like pickles. Not a big onion fan.
Oh, we got one on the table already. Let's pass that bad boy.
Oh, I'm
around.
excited.
Josh, what's your favorite part?
I might need that back actually. The tray. No, I'll hold this one.
Oh.
Do you like mid or the end piece?
I would. This looks like it's got a little bit more meat and less pickle, so I'm going to go with that. Nice cutting.
Thank you.
Dang.
I think we should got plates.
Probably. All right.
There's just so much dang onion on it.
Mm-hmm.
I usually get my no pickle, no onion.
As we should have.
Yep. But you guys ready?
I got a bite with nothing. Let's go.
Oh, that's.
Look at that. Look at that.
Oh my god! Take it from the other side. From the other side.
No.
No, from the other side.
I said no.
All right.
All right.
Oh, that's so gross to me. I'm so sorry. You cannot go wrong with a mix. I mean, you can if you add all the pickle and onion. But regardless, you cannot go wrong with that.
I think if the onion wasn't there, I could enjoy this.
And take the onion off, man. Or just give it to me. I'm going to freaking eat it. Oh.
There's plenty of pickle.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, that's pretty mid. Maybe a 4 out of 10.
I think the Big Mac was better than this.
What?
It could be a different story if I could customize it. How I
There,
like
customize it this week. I know you get McDonald's.
I'm having to cover my shirt. I got barbecue on it.
Altogether, I don't think it was too bad. Just ungodly amount of onions.
Yeah, that was pretty rough. All right. I think that's it from Nick Rabe. Any ratings? What do y'all rate out of 10?
I'll give it a 6 out of 10 with everything on it.
8.5.
4. All right. That's it for New Food Blues. And we're gone.
Frick.
You read it. That's it for New Food Blues. Daddy and the boys, we out.
Oh, guys, write down in the comments who was Daddy this episode. So that's something that we've been trying to do. Obviously, it's episode 5. We've not mentioned it stinging once. But rate who was Daddy in this episode. We're going to try to do something every month. Whoever gets Daddy the most obviously wins, and whoever gets it the least loses and might have to do a punishment. So write down in the comments.
I look
Daddy.
stoned.
We usually just outro by saying bye. So, bye.